Hello? I'd like to report a crime. It's a cake, but it's dangerously good. Like illegal levels of good. Yeah, I made it. Well, guess I have to show you how to make it too. Hi, I'm Sergey, and welcome to Fabulous Mr. Cupcake. Today we are making the ultimate red velvet cake. Moist, rich, and covered in silky mascarpone frosting. It's simple to make, but dangerously good. Let's get started. Step 1. Homemade buttermilk. In a small bowl, I am mixing 180 grams of whole milk with 20 grams of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Stir and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. This will thicken into buttermilk, giving the cake extra tenderness. Or you can just keep it simple and buy buttermilk. And if you can't find it, go ahead and use sour cream instead. Now let's get our baking pans ready. I'm using two 20 cm or 8-inch cake rings. Greasing the sides with butter and dusting with flour prevents sticking. Since these are rings, I'm making the bottoms using aluminum foil, pressing it tightly so the butter won't escape. And then I'm placing the rings on a baking tray. No cake rings? No problem. Any regular cake pan will work just fine. Just grease the sides and line the bottoms with parchment paper for easy release. In a bowl, I'm pouring 320 grams of all-purpose flour and adding 12 grams of baking powder, 2 grams of baking soda, 4 grams of salt, and 20 grams of natural cocoa powder. A quick mix just to combine everything. Make sure to use natural cocoa, not alkalized. Natural cocoa gives that subtle chocolate aroma and a beautiful depth of flavor without making the cake too dark. In a large bowl, I'm cracking 3 large eggs, about 165 grams total. Adding 250 grams of sugar, and now we'll whip it up. I'm using a mixer on high speed for about 2 minutes until the mixture becomes pale and fluffy. This step gives the cake its light texture, so don't rush it. Now I'm pouring in 180 grams of vegetable oil. Make sure it's neutral, no strong flavors. Next, 15 grams of red gel food coloring, and our homemade buttermilk. And yes, that's food coloring, not some strange science experiment. And if you're wondering why I'm adding so much, well, I want my cake to be red, not slightly embarrassed. And make sure to use gel food coloring. Liquid ones can mess with the butter's texture. Now add the dry mixture we prepared earlier. And mix on medium speed until it's smooth. This should take about a minute. Don't overmix, or the cake will lose its fluffiness. Look at this color, so vibrant, so rich. If red velvet had a personality, it'd be a diva. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit. And now, I'm dividing the butter evenly between my cake rings. You can eyeball it, or if you want perfection, weigh them on a scale. Only have one cake pan? No worries. You can halve the ingredients to make a smaller cake. Same deliciousness, just in a more compact size. Into the oven they go for 30 minutes. Smells like chocolate. When done, check with a cake tester or a toothpick. Dry stick, cake is ready. Wet stick, bake it longer. No stick, you lost it in the cake. Congratulations. Let the cake cool completely before moving to the frosting. For the frosting, in a bowl combine 200 grams of cream cheese, 200 grams of mascarpone, and 250 grams of powdered sugar. Beat on low speed until just smooth. Now, add 450 grams of cold heavy cream. And beat on low-medium speed until thick and stable. Stop when the frosting holds its shape and doesn't slide even if you tilt the bowl. Like that. Now it's time to release the cakes. If they are sticking, use a plastic spatula or knife to loosen the edges. Now, I am trimming the tops of the cakes to make them level. These little scraps, perfect for snacking or decorating later. Now, let's split these cakes in half. Use the longest knife you have. A bread knife works best, but I don't have one, so I'll just do my best here. I'm assembling the cake inside the baking rings to get perfect layers, but that's optional. No rings, just stack the layers carefully. Gravity is your friend. Spread 1/4 of the frosting over the first layer. And repeat until the last one. And for the final layer, try to spread the frosting as evenly as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect though. Now carefully remove the cake rings. And voila, it's beautiful. But remember those cake scraps? I'm blending them into fine crumbs. Then adding them on top. And spreading them out evenly. Simple, but makes the cake look stunning. Cover the cake and refrigerate it for at least 6 hours, if you have the patience. This way, the frosting sets perfectly and the cake layers absorb all the moisture. It's been 6 hours, technically. Emotionally, a lifetime. Let's cut into it. Look at this masterpiece! Red and white. Looks perfect. This cake has such a nice flavor. The mascarpone makes the frosting rich and creamy, while the cream cheese adds a little tanginess to balance it out. And the cocoa in the sponge gives a little chocolate taste without making it too strong. Not just pretty, but truly delicious. Keep the cake covered in the fridge, it'll stay fresh for up to 5 days. And honestly, it gets even better the next day. And if you're in the US, all the measurements are converted for you. Just check the description below this video. Thanks for watching Fabulous Mr. Cupcake. Now, go make this cake. But be careful, once you share it, people might start showing up at your door and demanding more. You've been warned. So hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Fabulous Mr. Cupcake. Fabulous Mr. Cupcake. Fabulous Mr. Cupcake. Fabulous Mr.